Hello. This is Jeri Mobley, and I am going to be doing this cute little card using the Love Cats stamp set and the beautiful Country Floral Lane paper that we are doing in the paper share. So also I have a PDF available with the details here for the card as well. Okay. So let's get started. I'll be doing the envelope also. So here's my little kit of stuff that I've got all together. You're going to have a card base. This is using Sweet Sorbet, and it's a standard card base. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Super easy. And then I have a piece of Petal Pink, and I ran this through the Painted Textures folder. I love this folder. I tend to use it quite a bit. And then we've got this piece is our insert. This is kind of my standard insert. It's 3.5 by 4 3/4. I do that so I can get 5 from a sheet. I have on my Facebook channel a way that shows how to do this if you ever want to look at it at Shameless Stamper. So you can check that out. Then we have all these little squares. Now these little squares were made using the deckled, I thought that I had that handy, but I don't know if I do. Yeah, using the deckled dies, deckled rectangle dies. And so we have two, one from white cardstock and one from a designer series paper of your choice. I, of course, am using the Country Floral Lane. So I used the kind of blue diagonal stripe, has the bicycles on the back. And that one is the 4th smallest. Then the next to smallest size in the little blue hearts, and then the very smallest size I did 2 different patterns, one from the stripe and one from the little petal pink flowers. So we have those pieces. We're going to stamp on this piece and the envelope, and of course you could stamp on your insert too if you want to. I'm just going to do these two, and I'm going to do that using my Stamparatus. I highly recommend that. Anytime I do something that is a solid image like this, I like to do it on my Stamparatus because I want to make sure I get a really, really good stamped image. And when I'm using black, like I'm going to be using for this kitty, I really, really like to stamp it a few times because I want to get a nice, crisp, dark black stamp. So I am going to pop this in here. So this is my envelope, and I'm just going to set this, let's see, I think I figured out I needed it here. Yeah, right about there. Okay. So if you have some kind of, if you have our grid paper, for instance, this stuff, find a spot that works for you and mark it, and then you can, do that. Also, if you have a sticky mat like I do, you can use that as well to hold your envelope in place for that as well. So I'm going to take my black ink here, and we're going to just ink this guy up. Just got that on my finger. Yes, I just lick it off. Well, you know. Okay, so then we're going to stamp that down. And you'll see here, you don't get a very dark image. And so I really want this really nice dark image when I do this. So I'll do that again, and that'll help me get that nice, crisp black image. You could do this with a gray or, whatever color you want your cat to be, I suppose. The reason I like doing it with the black is because then all of the lines, the string, the heart, everything is black. You could also do the separate colors on those things if you wanted to with your Stampin' Right markers. So that's an option as well. So I'm going to do it one more time. I know that's a lot, 4 times, but I'm not getting a very clean image for some reason. I probably need to re-ink my stamp pad. All right, I made a bunch of these, so, you know, I probably need to re-ink. So there's that, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this little guy. So I want this one to be over to the right. I think I lined it up so that, yeah, that'll work. Yep, so I'm going to do it here, and that's going to bring it over to the right-hand side. I want the kitty to the right-hand side, so I have room for my sentiment over here. So I'll just press that down. Oops. Stick that over there. All right, so by the way, you can take your stamp set whenever you're stamping and stick it underneath there. That's a good way to kind of hold this up. I have a stamp on here though, so that's not working for me, so mine's leaning on something else, but okay, one more time. And then, there we go. Let me clean that off. I'm just going to clean that off with a microfiber cloth and some of our Stampin' Mist. I love our Stampin' Mist. Best cleaner. If you guys haven't used that, not only does it smell great, but it is a wonderful cleaner for your stamps, and it conditions these red rubber stamps as well, which is, whoops, sorry, really nice. Okay, so that's cleaned off. So I'm going to flip this around, and I think I have this one set up where I need it. Yep. And we are going to do that in, oh, I put it away, sorry, Balmy Blue. At least I can grab it quick, huh? Forgot that I put it away. So we're just going to stamp this a couple of times in the Balmy Blue to make sure it's nice and strong. I think I'll do it a third time just to be sure. That looks good. Okay. All right. So that is done. Clean that off. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I apologize for my dogs. Okay. So now we have both of these. And what we're going to do, I have this on my desk. I've had it for years. It's just a piece of cardstock, and I put for envelopes on it so that when I want to use my blends on an envelope, I just stick it in my envelope so that it won't bleed through to the back of the envelope, because these are very, very thin compared to cardstock, and your blends will go right through them. So we're going to take the Sweet Sorbet set, and I'm going to take the dark, and I'm just going to go around the bottom edge of our heart, and this is just going to make it look a little puffy, like a puffy heart, you know. And then the light one to blend all that in. And then I'm going to do the same thing on our little one for the card. And again, this is just going to make it look like a puffy little heart. So cute. I love these little kitties. Aren't they adorable? Okay. So there's that. So our envelope is done. So I take that out, and now I don't have any bleeding through. And I just keep that on my desk to use over and over again. So here is our card. I'm going to put this card up here just so that you can see that as we're going along here. So we're going to take this piece and add this on with some of our seal. Just center that on the card base. I'm going to take my insert and add that to my card base as well on the inside. Oops. Don't you love this Sweet Sorbet color? I love it. It's a really pretty red. Perfect name. It does look like sorbet. And I'm going to burnish that again just to make sure it stays closed. Makes assembly a lot easier when your card base isn't trying to flop up. Okay, so this piece is going to go on here up and down about 1.25 inches away from this edge. So we'll just pop this on here. So about 1.25 inches away from the right-hand side, and then centered up and down, like so. Then we're going to take this piece, the heart, the blue hearts, and we'll add that right here. And I'm just going to overlap my blue a little bit and come down a little bit from the top of that blue piece. Set that there. And then these two pieces we'll add going horizontally. So this one is going to go just a little bit down from the top, about 1/4 inch, and about 1/4 inch from the edge of the petal pink. Okay, just like that. And then this little flowery one, petal pink flowers. I mean, you could use any of the papers that you want to. These are just the ones I chose. This is going to go about 1/4 inch from this side of the petal pink and just a little bit up from the bottom of this blue. So about like that. So it should look like that. Then we're going to take this piece right here. We're going to add dimensionals to that. So grab your dimensionals. And we're going to put 1, 2, 3. I love dimensionals, so I don't skimp on these. I think they're amazing. So I'm going to use 8, but you do you. And we'll take all the little backs off. Oops, I didn't get that one. Come on. All right. And then this, we just want to make sure that this goes on and I can see like the edges of all of these squares. I don't want to block anything off, but it is a little more to the right than center. So about like that. All right. And then lastly, we're going to add some of the solid faceted gems. You could use anything really, but I love these because they have the Balmy Blue gems in them. And I thought those looked really good with this card. So I'm just going to grab a large one here and a small one there and one more small one. Whoops. One more small one up here like that. And we are done. Isn't that a cute design? I think it's so adorable. So all you need to complete this card or one like it is a designer series paper, some cardstock, a stamp set of your choice. I've done this style in other stamp sets, so it doesn't have to be this, and some kind of embellishment, and that's it. And of course the deckled rectangles. You could do this with just square, like rectangles that you've cut if you want to. If you don't have the deckled rectangles, it's gonna look cute that way too. It's just a really fun, cute design. So I encourage you to make this one or make something like it. I think you'll love it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good paper share.